When the Bible talks about sin, it does not simply just say, don't sin and you'll be fine. But there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about aggressively dealing with sin. And in the aggressiveness of dealing with sin, my prayer is that God would break my flesh. I don't know that people talk enough about the satisfaction of sin sometimes, where yes, I know that sin is bad. Yes, I know that running to sin is bad. Yes, I know that fulfilling the desires of my body, fulfilling the desires of my lust, I know those are things that displease God. But at the same time, if I'm honest, they are the same things that satisfy my flesh. My prayer to God lately has been to help me to break my flesh. Help me for the things that my flesh longs after, the things that my flesh desires, the things that my mind desires to fulfill that are opposite of the will of God. Break my flesh. Because oftentimes I find myself running back to the same thing over and over again and never truly being fulfilled, but only being fulfilled by it in a moment. And so God, if you could break our flesh for the things that break your heart, if you could take away the desire, if it means that I become more pleasing to you, if it means that my intentions and my motivations to serving you become more pleasing to you, then God, break my flesh. And God, don't just break my flesh and leave me empty, but God, break our flesh and fill us with your purpose, fill us with your vision, fill us with your plan as you break our flesh. Because the reality is that some of us, most of us, a lot of us desire to be in the will of God. A lot of us desire to be in the path that God has called us to be in. It don't matter. It's either lust or it's fear, or it's the desire to do something else, or it's the vision to do something else that holds us back from going to the place where God has called us to be. And so God, at any time, if lust is a thing that stands in our way, if my own idea of what my life should have been, if that's a thing that stands in my way, if my own desires, God, if that stands, and if it's my guilt, if it's my pain, if it's my fear of what people will say, if it's my fear of what people will think, if those are the things that stand in the way for me being the person and being in the place where you have called us to be, then God, break our flesh until fear runs out. Break our flesh until lust breaks right along with it. God, break our flesh until our desire matches with your desire. And the reality is that some of us have become so comfortable with doing things our way, with doing life our way, so much so that sometimes through my actions, I think that I know better than God. Because I know what God is calling me to in my mind. I know what God is calling me to in my heart, but my actions show up in a way that speaks volumes, that I might know a better way, that I might know a better solution, that I might know a better answer to this, that I might know a better way of life than the way that God has called me to. God, if you have to make me uncomfortable, then make me uncomfortable. If you have to make me an oddball, then God, make me the oddball. If you have to make this portion of my life, this season of my life make no sense, then God, make it make no sense. If you have to call me out of what I've been comfortable sitting in, then God, call me out of it. If you have to separate me in this season of my life from people that I thought I might be with forever, then God, separate me. If I have to turn down some things that I prayed for and that I waited for and that I wished for to be closer to you, to be in line with what you have called me to do, with who you have called me to be, then God, I will lay it down. While you break me, even in this process, would you help me to see you clearly? So that I remember that I asked for this. In the process of breaking me, would you help us to see you clearly, so that in times where we feel empty, in times where we feel alone, we'll be able to see and know that you are there with us. And in exchange for the things that satisfy our flesh, would you give us the joy of the Lord? Would you give us the peace of God that surpasses all understanding? So that in times where my body, my flesh seems like it is lacking of something that once satisfied it, that the presence and the fruitfulness and the fulfillment of God would be within us so strongly that we will stand as a testimony that we are satisfied with letting go of the thing that you have called us to release. So God, break the spirit of fear that has caused us to be still in this place and not moving from this place out of fear of what could be. God, break the spirit of lust that causes us to chase after and to desire things that are outside of the will of God for our life. For the things that break your heart, would you break our heart along with it? Would you break the part of us that thinks that we know better than you? The part of us that has heard the plan and the vision that you've given us all along. But because sometimes that seems too far-fetched from us, we don't chase after it. Would you give us the patience to endure a season of obedience, to fully lean into and to fully listen to what you have called us to do and who you have called us to be? Would you, God, break our flesh for the things that break your heart? Yeah. It's cold out here. I don't necessarily like to post a lot. It is cold out here. It is 47. It's 47 degrees outside and cold. But I felt, for a while actually, I felt the need to just come out here and film this, because somebody has been praying and asking and wanting and desiring to be more obedient to the plan that God has for you. But not knowing the words to put to the feelings that you have, or the words to put to the desire that you have. But I think that if God could break our flesh for the things that satisfy only us, but turn him off from us, then I think that we might see more progress in our relationship, in our part of our relationship with God. Yeah.